prepare to move out. See if we can find those tracks. Well, we're going to the town, so yeah.
Quick question: has everyone been keeping track of rations?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add back 3 to this.
And how many did we get from those people?
21 days, and I had 14 days as well. So I went ahead and subtracted for everyone for a little bit.
How many?
Because
I would have been eaten from that.
4 times 3 days, so like 12. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is our like 4th day of travel here, I believe.
Yeah.
But if Lunella's been tracking separately, then I'll go ahead and add back 3 more, which means that then subtracting 4, we're...
Well, take one of those because I had the rabbit so we can cook it.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
So there we go. I'm at 2 days left from what you had purchased then, Orbital, and we still have the 21 days left.
You're sitting pretty fancy.
Mm-hmm.
So, it sounds like you guys are packing up camp, is what Orbital said?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you guys start packing up camp to head to Bashan? That's the last time. So you guys start packing up camp, and you quickly have everything packed up, and you begin to set out for the day. Can I have everyone make listening checks?
Okay, now they show up.
And now this, yeah.
I guess we can run back to.
Opposed?
It's not opposed.
I have to check them.
So Armon, Eric,
it's like
and waiting for you to roll. But I can just tell the two of them hear what sounds like the sound of horses coming down the road and around the corner.
From which way? Toward
the direction
Bashan,
you're
or...
headed. Coming from Bashan.
Horses around the corner. Hide.
They're coming from Bashan, though.
That's where the witch hunters were going with my brother. So it could be the same ones.
Here's the problem: is that my cadence of talking in character does not does not work well for run. We've got to do something quick.
Run.
Well, you see. Shut up.
We have. Let's fall back.
Well, I told you. I mean,
fall back. We have to think Catman yet.
I got an out of character point to make, but I can't make it because I can't make it in character.
How much does a priest weigh? He's pretty skinny, right?
Yeah, he weighs about 100 pounds.
Well, I don't know. There's no priests with us.
Whatever.
I weigh 109 pounds, but I have a lot of gear.
I help him along. I was gonna throw him on my shoulder. Was like, come on.
So he starts that speech.
Well, you see, the problem.
and you start yanking him along the way, and you guys are madly running down the road back in the direction that you guys came from. You guys hear, like, you know, as
yeah,
you're running off the road to try to hide.
Yeah.
How many other people are running off the road to hide?
I am, because I'm not outrunning a horse.
Okay. So, if you are hiding, everyone hiding can make opposed hiding checks.
I will also hide.
Mine comes out to 91, I believe.
Okay, 91.
Am I hiding if I'm being carried?
We'll just shuffle you into Orbil's role. See, hauls you into the bushes.
Yeah, no plus 50 now. Not that this worked last time anyway.
So you all run off the road and scramble into positions, and there's a little bit of dust rising and rocks kind of roll down into the river as you guys hide in rocks. And you see coming around the corner is 4 horsemen. Each one of them is wearing that surcoat that you'd seen before, which is a black surcoat with a red crown on it. And through the crown, sticking up through it, is a torch that burns, a lit torch. And you see they're moving at a, they're not full out running their horses, but they're moving at a decent clip. And they round the corner as you guys have hidden, and they start riding. They're riding past. They don't look like none of them have drawn their weapons. Leading them, you see what looks like what you'd probably assume is the leader is one who's as every hero is, or the villain in every movie. They unhelmed, and you can see he's got black hair that's about shoulder height, and he's got a black mustache and a small goatee that comes out to a sharp point right below his chin. And they all ride past. None of them appear to like look and watch for you all hidden in the bushes, and they just ride past and keep going towards Terran.
When they get out of sight, I'll come from out of my hiding place.
Okay. One of them turns around really quick.
Yeah. Those are the bastards that took my brother.
Well, they don't
left
seem
him
to
in
have him
Bashan.
anymore.
Maybe they
More
dropped them
reason
off.
for us. Yeah, to get to Bashan.
Maybe he's in Bashan?
I hope so.
Perhaps you might consider that if they know where your brother is, it might be worthwhile to follow them to Tehran.
You all just told me that there are mounted horsemen and soldiers coming from Tehran looking for you. I think we continue on to Bashan.
I apologize. I thought this was important to you.
It is. I saw them take him to Bashan. They didn't bring him back.
But if he is not there, then they would know where he is.
Well, here's my question for you. Do you want to find your brother's body, or do you want to get revenge?
I want to find my brother.
Then I guess we should go to Bashan.
All right.
And Hoxic will slowly put away his axe like, no revenge, shame, shame.
All right, so you guys start hiking towards Bashan. In the middle of the hike, Eric, as you're walking along, you notice that sitting in Orbel's belt pouch, or sitting slung into his belt, you see your fancy hand axe that you found in one of those burial sites.
Hey, horrible.
What?
Where'd you get that? And I point to the axe.
All this? It was by the tree. It fell down.
By the tree.
Yeah, we crossed the
That
tree.
looks a lot like. Yeah.
And it was on the
Must have
floor.
dropped that.
Oh, it's yours?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Well, it looks similar. You can keep
Well
it. It's
made.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. I should check to see if I lost anything else.
That's a good idea.
You look through your bag and you are missing some small things here and there that like might have fallen out of your pack. You're missing one of your torches, you're missing your flint and steel. But after you found all the things you're missing, you ask around, and from all the packs that the party pilfered from those dead guards, you're easily able to kind of resupply in any of the minor items that you're missing.
Yeah. Where's the map? Dwarf, didn't I? Do you have the
Yeah.
map?
Yeah, I still got the map.
All right.
I'm hoping that once we
Did
get to
you- were you-
Bashan, maybe we could actually ask around about this mountain and someone will know.
So you were able to figure it all out, what it says?
Well, more or less. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm always right, so
Well,
I
what is-
definitely am.
Well, what's it a map of?
It's a map of an old mine. A little bit of a tome of an ancient king as well. They kind of all intermix. But it looks like the map was done up by some kind of thief. Maybe someone looking to rob the place in the first place. In which case, they did a pretty good job. Got plenty of instructions all the way down, which shafts to take, what dangers to watch out for. I think that we got a good shot if we want to go loot it ourselves, assuming he didn't do it a century ago or something.
Well, where is it?
I don't know. That's why I'm hoping we'll find out in Bashan.
Doesn't it say right on the map where it is?
I mean, it's got the name of the place. But I don't know where the hell that is. I ain't a mapologist. That's the right term, because I'm always right.
Well, maybe we'll be able to find one of those mapology things that you need in Bashan.
Yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
anything about that. Yeah. All right.
So we got
So-
multiple things we could do there.
It takes another day of traveling, so you can knock off a day of healing onto everyone. But you finally begin arriving in Bashan. And Bashan's an interesting town because it's placed right on the edge of where two rivers meet in kind of a Y. And Bashan is stationed right there. As such, it's interestingly made in that at the tip, there's a large castle that rises up of the waters as they crash together. The town then unfolds behind it, and you notice that there are several walls that kind of line the edge of it, but there's mainly towers where the water meets it, and there's a bridge reaching out, spanning the entire length of the river as you guys approach nearby. Hawksick, with his knowledge and with his history, probably recognizes that there's the bridge as dwarven construction. That's what I was trying to say.
Mhm.
Everyone else with sharp eyes notices that the castle rising up above you bears two flags. One of them is the flag that most of you recognize as the banner of Shinabeth, but the other banner rises up as black with the crown upon it as well, and the torch jutting up between it, that you now recognize as the banner of the witch hunters.
Well. Guess we know where they went.
Apparently, they own this town or small city.
How long would I need to take, not accounting for my slow speech pattern, to talk to people and get the current lay of the land? Say a current affairs check.
Okay. That would probably roll a penetrating 1d4. I think it'll take you about 3 hours to do that.
I'm interested. I'll
Yeah.
wander off to do that.
Right, so he's going to start wandering off to get the lay of this city. What would the other four of you like to do?
I'll probably go and start trying to see if I can find a mapologist.
All right, so you're wandering off and you're trying to find specifically a mapologist.
Mm-hmm.
Orbital, what are you interested in doing?
Try to find a place to stay.
All right. Elka, what would you like to do?
I will accompany Orbital.
Okay. And Eric, what would you like to do?
I will too. I'll accompany Orbital as well. Orbital and Elka.
Okay. So, I would like Hoxic to also roll a 1d4 penetrating to see how long it takes you to try to find a mapologist.
2.
All right. And then could I get Glean? I'm going to start with the large party. Can I get Glean information checks from Eric, Orbital, and Elka?
Keep not opposed.
Is it opposed? I'm sorry.
It is not a post.
Not opposed.
Okay. Well, woohoo!
Yeah, those are all pretty good rolls.
They're all pretty good rolls. But Eric, you are the first person to, you rolled well on the first one, and it was a critical. So, what sort of lodging are you looking for?
A lodging that's safe with no questions asked.
And are you looking for a more like how expensive of an inn, like on a 1 to 10, or from a bad, good to rich? Like
I think.
how expensive an inn are you looking for?
I think good. Maybe a 5 out of 10. Nothing 4 or 5 star. I mean, 3 will do. I think the big thing is no questions asked about us coming into town, and I think that's the big thing. Because it's like a half hobgoblin, a half orc, a dwarf, an elf, and then Elka, you're a human, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So just like a really hodgepodge, but half orcs and half hobgoblins are looked down upon. So I think, no questions, and that's the big one. Right.
So you guys are moving through the town, and you find yourself in a discreet what's called the commercial neighborhood. It's home to cobblers, blacksmiths, coppers, furs, saddlers, butchers, and it's also got 2 interesting neighborhoods inside it as well. You find there's Printers Row, which as you're going through seems to have a strange amount to do with books for some weird reason. And the second is what they call Carpenter's Alley, which is home to entirely shops of carpenters working on various cabinets and you know armoires, a whole variety of basically everything woodworking is down this street. And you're struck by how busy this entire neighborhood is for the town of this size. You see small vendors hawking their goods in the open market, while you see specialty shops on the side. Can I have you all roll observation checks and listening checks, unopposed?
Listening.
Yep.
And observation.
So Orbital
And
and
there are
Elka,
levels.
Orbital and Elka, as you're moving through through town, you're noticing that there's several shops, especially near Smith's shops, that are actually shuttered up and are not being attended. And as you look a little closer, they look to mainly have arms, weapons, and kind of metal work going on there. However, as you're going through town, Orville, you keep catching, phrases here and then. You all are starting to notice that there's a distinct lack of hospitality from the people you meet. There's people calling out meat pies, and they're kind of gesturing to the entire group, and then they'll see you, and they stop for a second, and then look past you and call out for meat pies, and you're hearing people muttering underneath their breaths. And Orville, you even catch, most of them are indecipherable, but you do manage to catch two phrases in particular. Not even human. I can't believe it has the nerve to even come here.
I ignore them.
That's
Not the first time I heard something like that. But I am on the lookout for somebody who might be, going for a weapon or calling up other people,
None of them are doing that, and you're like you become a little bit more wary, and you're making sure to kind of glare at people as they go by, and it might not help, or it might not help your reputation, but no one is certainly drawing on you or trying to stop you like that. However, Eric starts asking around, and sure enough, he leads you down these twisting streets and into an alley where there's the sign for an inn. And outside of it is what looks like a bird that's freezing. You see, there's piles of what you can only think is snow around a bird that's got a hat on it, and you push it in, and it's a little bit dark and dingy. There's just a little bit of smoke kind of lingering around the top of the kind of around the top of your heads, and the ceiling's just a little low. Then I don't know if any of you are amazingly tall, but if you're pushing 6 feet, then it's you have to bow your head a little bit. Looking around, you see that the crowd here is somewhat biracial, or not necessarily biracial, but mixed races than just the humans and primarily humans that you were seeing in Bashan. You even see a small huddle of dwarves in one corner that seem to be making the most smoke as they're all puffing on pipes at quite a vigorous rate. The innkeeper calls out to you across the way, "Hey, welcome to the Frozen Bird.
Hello.
How can we help you?"
We need a room.
Hello.
round of drinks too would be nice.
Round of drinks in a room. We can. Asha, bring those out. Round of drinks. Take a seat. Does ale work for you?
Wonderful.
It looks very good.
All right. So they he nods, and you guys kind of you find a seat. Are you trying to find a seat where you guys can be like tucked away or obvious? What kind of seating are you looking for?
A mix of the two, I suppose. We don't want to attract too much attention to ourselves, but somewhere in the corner somewhere.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yep.
All right, so you guys find a corner, and the innkeeper himself, he gets a tray of drinks from the serving girl that brought him out, and he comes over, and you can see, as he comes around, he's actually a young dwarf. He's still got a small little beard going on. He sets him down. "My name's Umer.
Nice to meet you.
What sort of lodging are we looking for?"
Five people.
5 rooms?
No, room for 5.
Room for 5.
If it can be one room, fine. If a couple of rooms, fine. We don't want to put you out too much,
Well, of course I'm willing to accommodate with anything that you need. What brings you to Bashan?
Passing
He
by.
slid drinks over to the 3 of you.
Passing wide, deeper into the mountains, mostly hunting in this area. And I point to my bow, which has a. So.
A hobgoblin, a half orc, and a human. Interesting mix of companions. And he leans in closer. Now, an astute eye would notice that your other two aren't here.
Yeah,
Do you need assistance in getting them here?
that might help. And I slip him a silver as he's saying that.
Ah, great. This will certainly cover the drinks, he says out loud and pockets it.
Been very kind, sir.
Of course, for the room, it will be 5 copper pieces for the day. Or
Right.
Oh.
Right.
And as for your compatriots, what sort of danger are they in?
I hope not much, but you never know. People are a bit overzealous in this part. Not without reason, I suppose, but still.
Are they in the city?
They are?
Go. Well, I guess the secrecy is just needed in getting them to the room then?
I'm not sure. They might be just fine.
No, better be better safe than sorry. People are talking around here. I noticed.
Well, if you are looking for a room which will allow you to enter and leave without entering the common room, it will be a little more for each night.
How much are we talking?
3 silver.
Okay, and Elka will give him 3 silver.
And he reaches into his breast pocket and he pulls out a key. He slides it over. This room is at the very end of the hall, and it has a very nice wardrobe. Delightful! I hope you enjoy your ales, and welcome to Bashan.
You're very kind, sir. The first round will be to your health, sir.
Ah, well, not only the first round, but the coin goes to my health as well.
Indeed.
Good.
And he'll leave the 3 of you alone at the table.
And I'll take a swig of the ale and get up and make my way towards him, and tap him on his shoulder as he's making his way back.
Huh? Yes.
Yeah. So, was there a cleric brought here within the last few days?
Clerics? No! There are no clerics in all of Chinabeth. And especially not in the frozen bird.
Did you hear of? Had they caught a witch? Was there a witch brought into town?
Ah, yes. Well, the witch hunters are always seeming to bring in more of those foul clerics. Burn them whenever they get a chance.
Did they burn him? I hand him a silver.
Yes. I'll reach out to some of my friends who are quite the. Hear a lot of news. I've got a few friends that are town criers. I'll see if one of them has heard anything about a fire up at the keep, eh?
Sure. I'm looking to get my own revenge on this one witch, in particular, that they brought from Terran. if you hear anything, I'd be obliged if you could let me know.
Hey, maybe you'll luck out. Sometimes they let us stone them.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you. And
Of
I'll make my way
course.
back to the table.
So, Ahriman, what sort of information are you like? What when you say you're getting a read on the town? What are you looking for?
I mean, not just the town. I'm getting the current affairs. I want to know everything that's going on in the region, sort of deal.
Okay. Oh, sorry. When I originally heard your question, I thought you were asking what's going on in this town specifically. So I misunderstood. So roll a glean information check.
You should. I was specifically asking for what information I could get from current affairs.
Current affairs, I'm pretty sure it just tells you what you know.
Oh, this has been an enlightening 3 hours. Let
me double check.
Yeah, I mean, you're the master of the game.
Maybe before
No,
you
no, no.
create
This
your
is
character,
correct.
you
This
can
is correct.
discuss it with Eli.
Yeah, with current affairs, you do. This is when you roll it to ask around. Yeah.
I guess he's in a big, important place, so everyone should be talking, right?
Sorry, what'd you say, Dennis? I didn't hear you because 2 people were talking.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
I was just making a comment like, oh, maybe when you create your character, right? Because you had this with like when the guy was blind, whether or not, shit, I forget what it was specifically.
But to be fair,
something about,
that
like-
thing came up as a matter of a sheet of people asking questions that only later got answered by the guy who made the game. So apparently,
Right.
I wasn't the only one.
Yeah, that was anyone's shot. But yeah, current affairs is the right skill to use here.
Also,
Yeah,
I
so-
didn't make my character around knowing current affairs. It's just something I picked up along the way, and I thought, hey, this could be useful for us.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, that sounds cool.
so you have an average skill. So you have heard there's several rumors, and we'll start with Bashan. In Bashan itself, there's been a number of the people have been started to get riled up more and more recently, especially against people of non-human nature. It's a little bit less so against dwarves because dwarves are currently the allies of Shinabeth in the war against Slen, but it's happened enough that it's starting to spill out onto onto the rest of the citizens, and it seems to be coming mainly from the area that they described as the bookkeeping and the Piperus district, where there's a lot of book building. In addition, you've heard several rumors about recent clerics being captured by Bashan, by the witch hunters of Bashan, and the master witch hunter Schmock has been set on the task to bring down and slay each and every cleric and their follower who has violated the king's orders. You've also heard of additional combat happening to the north against Slen. Some Shinabeth is starting to mobilize to try to take the fight to Slen itself and retake captured territory. You're hearing also that there's been a loss of contact with some of the mines that Bashan usually uses. Namely, some of the mines up near Roby haven't sent in ore recently, and it's a little bit worrisome for some of the smiths. Let's see. You also hear about a city being freed of bandits after a wild night of fires. And you hear of a mysterious disappearing murderer who vanishes after murdering.
That last one. I mean, it's weird. I mean, two of us could be that person. But the thing
Murder.
is that these rumors at average level can encompass a 50-mile radius. So my first thought is Eric and Kermikos with that guy in the road, but at the same time, what about that dwarf who jump kicks people in the face? It literally could be a disappearing murderer, anybody.
And in addition, so there's other rumors that you'll pick up. And since we're nearing about the end of the session, what I'll do is I'll drop a line of rumors into our game chat as well, so that I can also work on some rumors as well for this full 50-mile radius that you got.
Oof.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yep.
So at the same time, Hawksick, you are starting to look for a master map maker.
Yeah, a mapologist, someone who would happen to know about the Ironbreaker clan.
Right, that's my fault. I shouldn't have said a map maker, a mapologist, as is correctly known. Give me a clean information check.
Okay. Doop-doop. Give me half a second to pull that up. Do-do-do. Okay, don't have pose clicked, and here we go. 94.
So you're starting to ask around, and you're questioning people about this mapologist and these maps, and you're getting these weird looks from several folks, and you kind of start wandering around, and before you know it, you're in this strange neighborhood where all the buildings seem rather posh. There's trees lining the streets, and as you're moving along, you're hearing exotic fragments of song, or even from two people a discussion about politics. You can smell baked goods around you, but as you're looking around, the number of people have really died off, and you're not seeing shops around you, and you feel like you've gotten almost completely lost in the wrong neighborhood. And some people are starting to eye you a little suspiciously. You're noticing that you're the only non-human on the street.
Aha. Well, I found where all the rich people are and all their stuff is. Huh. Well, just a little bit awkward, but I'm gonna say Hoxley doesn't mind being a little bit awkward. You'll maybe continue harassing people on the street and, asking if people happen to know someone who's a mapologist
Yeah,
or
roll
has
a
heard of the
listening check.
Ironbreakers.
Yeah, roll a listening check.
Okay, that's actually a pretty good check.
So you start to feel a little bit concerned, and you start, like trying to overhear people's conversation, and surprisingly, all of the politics that you hear being spoken seems very egalitarian. And as you have this fear, and then you look around the corner and you see a dwarf sitting there eating a nice little puff pastry, and talking with a human, and you feel like you actually are in an area that as you start looking around, you see them, non-humans start making their way out of the mixes, and you might have just had a moment where you thought you were in danger. But so it seems like you're asking around, and they mention that there is why the city library is actually in this neighborhood, and you see there's small booksellers and several oddity shops for knickknacks and political pamphlets, and even several art galleries in this area, but none of them direct you to a map maker.
Well, The library seems like a good place to start. I mean, it's full of books, and I'm looking for someone who can read. So, yeah, I bet odds are there's someone there who could help.
They might be able to help you.
Yeah.
And so you're making your way to the library, and it's 1:52, and I think we
Yes.
should call it at about this point. You're making your way to the library. They've found an inn, and
Mhm.
Armon has found some rumors, some juicy rumors. So, for experience today, you guys, one second. Let me do some quick math.
2 + 2 is 5. Quick math.
Today's stream is sponsored by Quicken Math.
Do you find yourself spending too much time doing math? Do you wish it would just go away? Well, now you can by just making up numbers. That's right. Call in today and we'll give you a random number for whatever math equation you're doing.
Are you suggesting that we
Don't-
track XP in unreal numbers?
That's right. We got unreal numbers, imaginary numbers, and even numbers that I just pulled out of my ass. That's right. We have everything here.
Not only are we role playing and imagining our characters, we're imagining the number of experience points they have.
We're imagining all the network advertisements around our show.
I mean, to be fair, I've been imagining level 3 for a long time.
So, for experience, Armon gets 45 experience points, and everyone else in the party gets 33.
33. Brings me up
Oh.
to 128.
Wait, I forgot to add in the fact that I added the story award for killing Soren, but not the experience points for actually killing him, which is 7 extra experience points for everyone.
Oh, say that number again.
7.
I have 350 to level 2. So 50 points more and I level. Which
Oh,
means I'm
really?
going to die next season. Yeah.
Orbital doesn't have a backstory?
No.
Oh, okay.
So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for joining. Join us next week for the next session of Hackmaster, and you can stick around that too for
Urban Jungle, Astounding
Urban Jungle.
Science.
I had to find the
Oh, it's the
schedule.
one you'll never remember.
It's always the one I'll never remember. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a good day.